guys. Yeah, I know I haven't made a video in a while. Don't crucify me. I know what you guys are thinking. Lucas, where have you been? You haven't made a video in over a week, about 2 weeks. Please don't crucify me. I know I have good excuses. One, I've been sick, as you can tell. I'm pretty stuffy right now, but I'm getting over it. And I've been busy besides that, and the fact I haven't really seen many movies kind of prevented me, and I still really haven't seen anything. So I apologize for my absence, but I wanted to get a video up here explaining it. But I didn't just want to do that because I've been absent for so long. I thought I'd do kind of a re-review of a movie that I did on my old channel, but it's not there anymore. My old channel's not there anymore, so you can't see it. So I thought I would review it here, and many of you know it's one of my favorite movies of all time and that I love it. So if you clicked on the title of this video, you know that I'm going to be reviewing The Town, one of my all-time favorites from last year, and just one of my all-time favorites in general. If you haven't seen it, it's kind of what revived Ben Affleck's career, and I'll just say this, I hated Ben Affleck before I saw this movie. I hated Daredevil, I hated Geely, I hated Jersey Girl, whatever that movie's called. I don't like Pearl Harbor. I don't like Armageddon. I do not like Ben Affleck's movies. I like Good Will Hunting because, you know, Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, Oscar. But wow, I did not like him at all. Now he's one of my favorite, well, maybe not actors, but one of my favorite directors, and I'm so glad he's getting more work. Now, if you didn't know, The Town was co-written, directed, and he also stars in it, Ben Affleck. And it's about a group of Boston bank robbers that it takes place in this section of Boston called Charlestown, which I've actually been to, and I went there because of this movie, where it was supposedly the bank robbery capital of the world. And after this one robbery in the beginning of the movie, Ben Affleck falls in love with one of the hostages they take, and that further complicates him because he wants to get out of the bank robbing business and the whole crime life, and while he has to keep this a secret from his hothead friend Jeremy Renner, and, you know, kind of blowing everything off. The Town, I know, sounds cliched, but I think the biggest compliment I could give this movie is that it makes a cliched story seem so goddamn new. I mean, this movie pretty much reinvents the, you know, fall in love with one of your victim kind of cliched crime thriller stories, and it just does it so well. Ben Affleck's direction, I mean, he's been compared to Martin Scorsese. They say what Martin Scorsese did for New York, Ben Affleck's doing for Boston. And I completely agree. If you haven't seen his other movie, Gone Baby Gone, it's almost as good. This movie is directed perfectly. Just the tone of everything. It's got a very dark, gritty feel, and everything is just directed so perfectly. It was very inventive, and there's a bunch of things, like there's, every bank robbery is incredibly tense, especially the beginning one. They're very realistic. You feel like this has been directed by a guy that's been directing for 30 years. And the dialogue, god damn is the dialogue good. I think he co-wrote the script with a guy named Aaron Stockard, I think. And the dialogue, oh my god, there's so many memorable pieces of dialogue. I mean, I could quote half of this movie. It's so good. It's like as quotable as Scarface. Just how everybody would speak, and you get a real sense of, you know, like the town that they live in, like once you live that life, you can't escape, and they really set that up really well. And Chris Cooper, who makes a cameo, has a great scene as Ben Affleck's dad, and you get a lot of backstory just from that one scene. It's a really great scene. I don't know anyone that doesn't really like this movie, and I just love everything about it. There's a car chase involving see the cover here with the nuns. That is one of the best car chases I've seen. Masterfully directed. Also, the final heist at Fenway Park is both sad and awesome and incredibly tense. There's a scene where Jeremy Renner is sitting with Ben Affleck, and he's about to find out that he's seeing the hostage that they let go, and everything stops. It goes in slow motion, and everything stops. Like, the sound stops, and when I saw it for the first time in the theater, my heart just stopped as well. I mean, it was one of the most tense scenes I've seen in the past couple years. It's amazing the way Ben Affleck sets it up, and Ben Affleck's really good in the movie. He really carries the movie, but Jeremy Renner, I have to say, is fantastic. He was nominated for an Oscar Whenever he's on the screen, you do not know what he's going to do. He's just a loose cannon waiting to fall off, and he has a fantastic performance, and some of the film's best dialogue comes from him. Jon Hamm is really good as the FBI agent hot on their trail, but also who makes a brief cameo is Pete Postlethwaite as the Fergie, the florist, who's also kind of like one of the crime guys that oversees everything. You hate him so much in this movie after he reveals something to Ben Affleck that you want to take his neck and just strangle him like a chicken. He is so evil, and by the way, rest in peace, he's a great actor. Honestly, I can't really say, this video would be 30 minutes long if I went on and what I liked about it, because it's really just a flawless movie. I think I've seen it about 5 or 6 times. There's nothing wrong I could come up with it, and that's a really tough thing with a crime movie, because there's always like a way you think it would get out, and the ending is perfect. The ending is sad, somewhat, but also probably the most believable thing, and just the dialogue between characters and the action scenes just make for a pitch-perfect movie. And if you don't like Ben Affleck, this will convert you, because this is one of my favorite movies of all time. It's by far, to me, the best bank robbery / crime movie. I think it's leagues above Heat, which it has a very similar story. Wow, this is a good movie, and I'm sorry I couldn't see a new movie. I don't have school Friday, so I'm gonna either see Harold and Kumar Christmas or Immortals, probably one of the two, so I can get those back up. But wow, this is a fantastic film, and Ben Affleck, this movie is so good that Ben Affleck has been offered to do Superman, which he turned down, but he has a bunch of other films coming out too, like a adaptation of Stephen King's book, The Last Stand, and people realize what a genius he is when it came to this movie, both writing and directing, and I just can't wait to see what he does next, because he is easily in my top 5 favorite directors, and this movie's fantastic. I don't really know much more I could say without, making this a huge 30-minute video. So please check this movie out if you haven't already. It's a fantastic movie. I'm obviously going to give it 5 stars out of 5. If I could give it 10 out of 5, I would. Hopefully I'll have a review of a new movie coming up this week. So thanks for being patient in my absence, and promise to get videos back up soon. So see you guys later.